Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Almost got confused which one it was. The damn fly on the GoPro. Get out of here. Started shooting my bow at the target. Then I realized this is a handyman business video. So in the last handyman business video, I said I was going to give you some information on what I use to get started. Well, times have changed, but the methods to get started for free are still the same. So where to start? If I can figure it out, I'm going to put some pictures, and if I can really figure it out, a screen capture of my computer screen on where to go. Craigslist. Craigslist is what I'm talking about. People still use Craigslist to get work done. Keep in mind, these marketing techniques I only had to use for a year or so, and then all marketing completely stopped. I was self-sufficient off of just the customers that I was able to get in front of. Keep that in mind. You don't have to do this every single day indefinitely. But you're going to have to go to the Craigslist gigs section of your local Craigslist, or even say you live in a podunk town with only 200,000 people in it. But 45 minutes away, there is a major metro area with, let's just say 800,000 people, 500,000 people, 1 million, 3 million people. That's where the money's going to be. So just keep that in mind, that maybe if it may be an hour drive. I do some jobs where it's 55 minutes to an hour drive one way. I don't make it a habit, but if the money's there, I'll do it. Go to the Craigslist gig section and just start scrolling. Scrolling for anything: landscaping, gutters, asphalt repair, carpentry, ceiling fans. That's one thing that I used to pick up all the time on the Craigslist gigs section, is installing ceiling fans. So that's going to be number one on your to-do list when you wake up, first thing in the morning and in the evening. So twice a day you got to visit the Craigslist gig section. Go click newest first, so you get that, the guy who just posted, the newest posting goes first. The guy who responds the quickest with the best response is going to get the job. The next thing you're going to need to do is go to the Craigslist services section under skilled trades and make your own ad. Just type it out, put some pictures in there. That's step one. This is assuming you don't have a Facebook page, you don't have anything, a website. So you just make an ad explaining what you do. Keep it short, sweet, don't have big run-on paragraphs, and pictures of your work. It could be your own house, don't worry. It doesn't have to be a customer's house, just pictures of your work. You're going to need to do that also every day, but I think you can just bump it to the top. There's an option to just bump it to the top or relist it. So those are the two things that you can do for free, and it works. It does work. I've gotten a lot of them just off of no spelling errors, and I'm the worst speller in the world, but I used spell check to make my ads. I type them out. Back then, I think Craigslist has its own built-in spell check now, but if it doesn't, I would type it up in Word, do my spell check, copy and paste it right into the Craigslist ad. So there weren't any spelling errors. Also, in my emails responding to the Craigslist gigs, I would also do spell check. Now, another thing that really did help me get a couple of those jobs is I did have a website at the time, a real website. And that specific one I remember is the guy saying, yeah, you were the only one that actually had a website. So I knew that you took this work serious and weren't just some bum off the street looking for his next heroin fix. That's something that you're going to need to put in your daily routine for the next 365 days. You just got to do it every morning, every evening, and it'll pay off. Now the next one that is becoming more and more popular, it's blowing up, there's no stopping it. I've talked negatively about it in the past. All of us have talked negatively about it in the past. Every contractor I run into, we all have negative things to say about it. HomeAdvisor, aka Service Magic. They went after us all very hard. They'd find our website, they'd find our phone number somehow, they would call us and they would hard sell us. Most of us turned it down. But there are people who didn't turn it down, and they are constantly getting leads, more and more. And there's a trick in how to get all those leads, how to win those leads. So what you're going to need is some marketing investment. Just put $1,000 on the table and kiss it goodbye. It's a gamble. You're going to invest it into marketing on HomeAdvisor. You're going to sign up for their smaller jobs that are for $50 leads. Every lead that's sent to you costs $50. You can set parameters on limitations so that they just don't send you 50 freaking leads in your first day and then you're broke. Just kiss it goodbye. If it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't. But most likely, if you do it right for 1 year, it will work and you won't have to do it again. The key is be the first to respond. Be Johnny on the spot. As soon as that notification comes in, you have to be the first person to respond to it. I've got relatives around the country that use it all the time, and I'm constantly soliciting for feedback for friends and family that do use it, because I no longer work for friends or family. That should be a totally different video. No friends, no family, no friends of friends, no family of friends. I got to have a good degree of separation. The people who are using this app are going to be younger professionals. They expect professionalism from this app. There is some pre-screening, or at least they're selling it as pre-screening, that they have quality contractors. So you got to be the first person to respond via text message or phone call, and you have to be available ASAP. These days, people who are using these apps need instant gratification, instant turnaround. The more time they get to think about it, the more time that goes by, the less likely they are to hire you. So you have to be available that day, that evening, that weekend. Their next available time slot, you take it. You make time to get there. That's how you get that $50 lead to pay off. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get it when you're the first person to respond, and you're the first person to make an appointment, and you are the most professional. It's real easy. It's real easy to be the most professional. Be well dressed, trimmed haircut, trimmed beard, pen and paper. Don't smell. Don't be taking a cigarette break out in their driveway beforehand. It may sound funny or like, you know, are you serious? I am serious. You're going to get it every time. Closing the deal, customer interactions. I used to go on a ton of estimates. Get as much information about the potential project beforehand as possible. Whether it's through messages, through a phone call, be writing notes down. Do the research on the products, materials. You know, we all have to start somewhere. And if you're reasonably intelligent, you can excel in this business. This is not rocket science. I'm not sure if I'll keep that bit in there, but probably not. I got to be careful with my advertiser-friendly stuff anymore. Can't trigger anybody. Those are the 3 things to start with. Craigslist gigs, Craigslist service under skilled trade, and if you got the money, HomeAdvisor, but only for 1 year. On the HomeAdvisor thing, they steal your identity, your business identity. They do some trickery on the internet to they'll use your name, they'll use your website, they'll link it back to their website. So there's more you can search on the internet and how to get around that trickery, but I often thought I would have 2 business names. Many companies have multiple business names or marketing names. I remember I was looking for a chimney inspector a couple years ago, and this one company had like 5 different websites marketing specialties in different areas of fireplace, chimneys, tuck point, brickwork, everything. It was all the same company. So honestly, I would probably have a separate name, doing business as, for the Service Magic or HomeAdvisor as they're called now, than what I'm marketing myself outside of that. Okay, last bit on HomeAdvisor. These customers are only going to use HomeAdvisor 1 time, because once you get there, you're going to provide them with a business card with your real business name and how to contact you. You're going to give that to them, and you're going to do everything in your power to win future work. That includes the price point that you bid the work at. You need this job. Not for the dollars for that day, but the dollars for the next 5, 7, 10 years. You have to win them as a lifetime customer so that they no longer go to Service Magic. Call me directly. Here's my business card. Where do you get business cards? I've been getting bombarded with questions through email, Instagram, pretty much just email and Instagram. Obviously, if it's a comment in the video, I'll try to answer them, but it's getting less and less likely that I'll answer questions, especially once the video becomes older. Vistaprint, design on their website your business card. Doesn't have to be too flashy or too expensive. It's got to have the right information, how to contact you, who you are, what you do, and how to contact you. So there you go. 3 ways to get started for mostly free. You're going to have some initial investment for the HomeAdvisor. The only reason I'm saying HomeAdvisor is because I see them marketing all over the place. They're not giving up, and they're not going away, and they're the leader in the market for placing customers with service providers. Comments, leave them below. Patreon, if you want to submit a question, if you're already a member of Patreon, you can do that. I'll spend more time on your questions. I get a lot of questions. They're freaking paragraphs long, and I'm like, holy shit, man, I don't got time to do this. No spacing either. No breaking it up. It's not an easy read on some of these questions. But if you submit your questions through Patreon, I'll take the time to read the entire thing and give you a well thought out answer. Link to Patreon is in the description. It'll also be a clickable link in a card that might be floating around here somewhere too. As always, have a free discussion in the comments. Help everybody out. Share what you did or what you're doing to market yourself. Goodbye.